So your third, I think we're straying into it now, but your third one is experiment. And
Yes.
it sounds to me like you've already touched on that, which is go do something different. Is that what you mean?
No, actually, because the cross-contextual stuff, yes, go do something different, but we naturally, as a pattern, fall into something that is relatively still within our realms of comfort, or enjoyment. And sometimes you have to go do things that are discomforting. That's where I think the experiment comes in on both sides. So the cross-complementary contextual piece, experiment doesn't really matter if it goes wrong, but the experiment piece is about actually making the mistake. So sometimes it's actually taking a leap and I'm not saying jump out of your career and go from X to Y. What I'm saying here is find something small. The point of an experiment is to actually fail, right? You're pushing way outside of your normal boundaries. It's almost like the couch to 5K example, right? Or let's just call it couch to marathon, a little bit more of a realistic boundary of craziness. You're not going to run out and do a marathon tomorrow, right? You're going to go, and it's not, some people say, oh, it's always the first run. Once you're through that, it's the hardest. I'm sorry, that's a complete lie. The hardest will be like the 5th run or the 7th when you're tired and you don't want to do it. Now you're at the experiment point, because you're at the point where you don't want to do it anymore. And are you going to want to push through? And it's okay to not. I don't want people feeling the pressure I should be running marathons. It's painful. Do it if you really feel like it. But actually push a little bit further than you normally would. So if you're going to go out and do something, actually have a little bit of a compass point to go, right, how far am I willing to go and what directions am I willing to go in? And have a failure point and a success point, because you have to keep cutting away, because what you don't want to do is step too far into the wildness. So again, your point around that CV, what could be deemed to be a mess, is really resonating throughout this entire conversation. So it's important that you run off and do those things short, sharp. Will it fail? Will it not? Is it complementary and can I make it work? So that's why I have those 3 things. Build the foundations of the house, build all of the complementary things in and around it that make a house, and then decide, what am I going to do? What wild thing am I going to try next? Because it's always about, and none of it has to be, I'm very frustrated by hard and soft skills. I really don't like the articulation of that. And social skills are more important now than probably they ever have been in the world of work. So we should respect those just as much. So do I go to an open board game night, just go meet new people? It might fail catastrophically, but you'll gain something from it. Takes bravery, takes all of these things, and it will build you up as a person.